What's up, guys? Welcome back. We got some packages in. It's foiling time. So we just got this package in late yesterday afternoon, but I wanted to open it with you guys. If you guys remember, let me take the sticker. Got everybody's address on there. I don't want to do people like that. Let's cut these real quick. Man, I didn't want to cut my cool little sticker right here. Let me get this box open. Maybe I could just open it from the side. I was gonna put you guys on a stand. I saw this guy. I don't know nothing about spiders. Well, I know I don't like spiders. I need to get that guy out of the way. I'm sorry if you guys are into spiders, but I smashed that guy. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, nice. So he actually welded them out for us. Nice. So this is going to be our base for the 4-link. Let's go put these on. Had to make my way down to the budget bolt, pick up some hardware, because I either misplaced the hardware that came with the kit originally, or we didn't get none. But most likely I lost it or used it for something else. I bought this kit quite some time, and we built some stuff in between that, so I think I might have found the box somewhere and used them for something else. But we got these 1/2 inch, fits money, but we are too big for these. So I also went down to Harbor Freight, picked up a little step bit. So we're gonna make these bigger. Boom, 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 boom. Let me drill these out, and we'll bolt these in, and we'll see how we're looking. All right, so we got these on. Before I move too far ahead, I was kind of working, and sometimes I get distracted and just kind of keep going, but we're looking good so far. I got this 4-foot level just kind of leaning across the top. As you can see, we're pretty dead on level there, with this level sitting on top of this square tubing and to the top of our differential there. I know that pipe measures 3.5 inches, the whole pipe, like this, from here to here, 3.5 inches. So what I want to know is, from the center to the center, that's the measurements that I need to make these bars. So what I did, I just got the measurement from here. Well, actually 3.5 inches, half of that pipe is 1 3/4 inches. So from here, I'm talking about from here to here, 1 3/4 inches. So I got the same measurement from here, the outside, transferred it over, 1 3/4 inches down. That's the center of that pipe over there. So then I got my tape, and that's the center of the bolt holes here. I got my tape, Measured it from there to there, and got 1 foot 11 and 7/8. But that's to the face of the pipe. So let's remember that measurement: 1 foot 11 and 7/8 to the face of the pipe. 1 foot 11 and 7/8 to the face, and then plus 1 3/4 inches to get to the center of the pipe. So we're looking at 2 foot 1 and 5/8. That's to the center of the pipe, but I don't need the center of the pipe. I need the center of the bolt holes. So depending on where you're going to mount these, as you can see, these mount to the very dead center of the pipe. I mean, in the real world, you can put it wherever you want. You can put it on this side, but I think it's gonna look better if I put it on this side, on the back side. That way, I'm thinking kind of maybe off the back of these somehow make my brace for my shock. Eventually, I think I can kind of fabricate something off the back of these two plaques here, because it would be something like this, and then maybe I can actually seal this off or something, and then make a brace that goes up for my shock. That's what I'm thinking. So if I was looking at this, that measurement would be 2 foot 1. This is from let me see if I can draw this for you. This is my holes up there, so I know that from the center of here, right here, to the center of the pipe is 2 foot 1 and 5/8. But now I don't want to mount it like this. I want to mount it like this. So I'm not looking at this one anymore, because now I'd rather mount it on the back of the pipe, and then later on make something right here for my shock. So from the center of the pipe, these holes are exactly 1 inch over. So we need to add 1 inch to this. That'll put us at 2 foot 2 and 5/8 from the center of this hole to the center of these holes. So 2 foot 2 and 5/8 is how long these bars got to be once they're all put together with our bushings. And I don't know what these things are called. I've used them. Eyelids, maybe? Swivel eyelid? I don't know. Something. But these guys go on here. They just get screwed in here. And actually, now that I'm looking at the pipe, those pipes might not be. Let's see, 2 foot 2 and 5/8 is what we're leaning for. Let's get a little quick measurement real quick. Center there. And we're looking like actually screwed all the way in. It's barely gonna make it. We either got lucky or we just gave ourselves some more work. Because if you do want some adjustment, then we're gonna have to cut this and make it shorter. However much adjustment you want out of it. You know, you don't need a whole bunch, but you do need some. And that's what's gonna control your pitman angle there. That's gonna be a little tricky. Well, I guess not really. If we can get that thing to give me 2'2" 7/8", just the way it is, then we'll throw it all in just to see if it works, if it functions. And if everything does work and function the way it needs to be, all this stuff is going to be taken apart either way. And that's probably when I'll cut some, let's just say 1 inch off of all these bars before they get painted. And then that'll be 1 inch shorter, so then just these fittings would have to be screwed out 1 inch until I get the same dimensions that there are right now. But as far as for this, we could keep on going. Everything still looks good. Hop onto the other side, bolt the other side up, and we'll start inserting these. Just throw a little bit of lubrication on here, kind of push them, a real tight fit, and then you just kind of hammer them in there. Not too difficult, super easy. These go here, and then we have our sleeves for our bolts. This guy here, I guess I'll just do one since you're here already. It goes like that. Get these guys, kind of get it started. Easy money. A rubber mallet, block of wood, we'll do the same thing. But they go in super easy. You're not damaging anything. I'm not doing it, not even doing it hard. Then those go on there like that. Fresh battery and a new step bit. Easy money. All right, threw them in there. Our measurements were dead on, which was a good thing. But as I mentioned before, that measurement was with it being completely screwed all the way in. So I would like to have some kind of adjustment in these bars to adjust our pinion angle if need be. Right now it'd be pretty much like a solid bar setup. There'd be no adjustment in here. So for right now, this is gonna work just fine. I'm gonna lock these in. I think I'm only gonna do one side. I'll weld this one in here, our outside one. Nice good weld on this one, and then I'll bolt this stuff off because I still need to get in here and cut this off. But if this is already in place, it'd be really easy just to get the bolt back in, and then wherever this lands, you know, that would be where that one needs to go. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Knock this outside one out, weld it up, take this off. We'll get in here and cut that out. And I think there was something else. Well, I guess for right now, that's about it. We'll get these bars out of the way and see if we can get in here with the grinder. Gilbert let me borrow a small grinder and some small cutting discs, so we should be able to get in here no problem. If not, I also have a Sawzall that should help me if I have any kind of problems along the way. It's getting a little bit late in the day, but I still have plenty of sunlight, so we'll see how far we can get. I'll just keep it going. forgot to mention, make sure that you double check your distances here. We're right at 3 1/4. Let's see where we're at. About a 1/16. So we want to keep these bars as straight as possible to the frame, so we don't have any restriction when these things are going traveling up and down. So just a little something. I know to some of you guys it's common sense. To other people that have never done this before, make sure that these bars are straight across, and then you also want to check that the bars to themselves are also level. So before I get too far, sometimes once you're in the groove, you just kind of keep on going, but it's the little things sometimes that people forget to tell people, and it will kind of kick you in the butt later on. If these were a little bit twisted, it would struggle to go up and down. Maybe not a lot if they're not off too bad, but if these measurements and all this is correct and they're square, these bars are pretty square. I haven't had any issues with Alex's kit up to now. It's a beautiful kit, seems to work out great. And remember, it's not even for this truck, so we're trying to make it work, and so far it's so good. So we're gonna keep on pushing. Let me get these welded up. Now it's just enough weld just to kind of keep that in place. Nice little downhill weld on there. Once we get all this stuff situated, we'll throw a nice uphill weld, much stronger, and really kind of lock that in place. Kind of struggling right now just because of the spacing that I have in here, but eventually we'll get these wheels off and really get in there and weld a lot of this stuff out. Anything I can't reach. Now that I'm looking at this, I still need to get some weld back in here as much as I possibly can, and maybe I can weld it from the bottom and chop the mirrors off. But we need to get these things out of here, and we need to get this out of here so this thing can go where it needs to go. One down. What a mission has this come out to be. But we got one cut out, and that already kind of pumped me up, so this other one's coming out. Fast forward a day, we got it out of there finally. Got it all cut out, and we're still looking pretty good. I'm trying to see. I think we're just about ready to drop this thing down and see if everything works good, which I hope it would. Hope it does. Reconnect our 4-link bar right here real quick. At least just this one side that we have kind of welded on here, and we'll bring it down off of the jacks, and hopefully there's no binding. I'm actually up a little bit past what our ride height is, and everything seemed fine. So I couldn't quite get the sawzall in there on this backside. So I slowly just kept going up a little bit on these jacks. But everything Everything looked good, sounded good. Nothing felt like it was jamming up. So let me put this on here real quick. I'll come right back with you guys. We'll come down off of that, come down off of that. I need to find our bags. We'll put our bags in here and it should sit right on that bag. Okay, got the bags in there. Just kind of threw them in. Got that connected loosely. It is got some good welds on it, so it should hold up. Was double checking all of our levels here. We're still looking good here. We're still looking good here. Check the bottom of the frame. It's about straight right there. We're still looking good right here. All right. So I call that so far a win. Let's come down off of our jacks. Make sure nothing's in the way. Don't want to break this gun. Everything else looks good. And the reason I threw the bags in there is because there's bags in the front. So if I was to lower this without the bags, it would actually lower pretty much all the way down. The only thing limiting it would be once it sits on there. But since there's bags in the front, it would be like cocked back this way. All the measurements were taken for it to be at the same exact height once this was deflated together. Okay, just in case you guys were wondering why I put the bags in there. So we'll come down slowly off of here. Okay, now it's moving slowly but surely. Come on this side. Get off of this one. Okay, it's coming down. Plenty of clearance. Still moving. We're still moving. I think we're hung up on this jack. There we go. Awesome. That sounded good. We're all the way down. Still level. And the bags are in there. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh yeah, this thing's looking nice now. Sheesh, heck yeah. Let me grab one of these jacks. Take this jack out of here. I'll move it up to the front. And we'll get, I got some jack stands under the frame. See, because this is what I was talking about right now. It's like leaning towards the back now because the back is essentially deflated and as low as it can go. And the front right there, that's if it had air in the bags. Let's see if I can do this one-handed with you guys with me. Come down slowly. Hope we don't get this jack stuck. This is the part that I hate. There we go. Ooh. just barely comes out of there. See what it looks like. Oh yeah. We're still stuck on this jack here. There we go. Something was holding this up. Oh yeah, that was hung up on that side. Now look. That's gonna be a thumbnail picture right there. Awesome. So now, besides it looking really nice, and we're advancing pretty solid, another thing that we can do now, since we know this is pretty much as low as this thing's gonna go, we can work on the shocks, shock mounts. Kind of had an idea. I guess I could run the idea by you guys now. Let me go grab what I bought for this. So this is what I purchased. See if I can put the link down below. These are from Amazon. These are coilover brackets. So they are adjustable for your coilover. But I like using these because the fact that they are adjustable, you can use different kind of shocks. You're not just limited on, you know, you see a lot of posts where people ask, what shocks are you guys using? Because you run into that problem that some of your shocks don't extend enough, other shocks are too short, some are too long, and with these you have a lot of play. I used them on Mr. Miyagi here. That's kind of what they look like right there. As you can see, they're adjustable. But the thing is, the way that these are made, this would need to be welded to this bar somewhere, and the only place I see is where the other bracket of that one is intended to go. I can't put it in here. I might be able to put it over here. The only thing with that is this rear end is not centered. Oops, sorry. So this side has more space than this side. So that's kind of limiting me to using this where it was intended to go. So what I'm thinking, what I'm gonna do is try to combine these two together somehow, some way, because this one, it's already measured and everything for it to go right here. Well, you know, right there. So if I can somehow weld this to the back of here, maybe like this or something, cut this off, or I don't know, somehow something like this. So let me try to come up with something, but I need to do this, and then I can measure from one of these holes to see where I'm gonna mount the top of the shock, so I can get a measurement from center to center of one of these holes and figure out what shock I'm gonna be using. So let me figure this out, and I need to make 2 of them. I need to raise this thing back up, clean all this out because I'm not gonna be able to get in here again. Clean this out. I need to cut the little bracket pieces that go in here to cover the inside of this. And this did work out, so maybe finish welding this. I think this one's welded, the other one's not. We'll weld this one, we'll make this one, weld that one, and cover this up and get our shock, and this back should be done as of now, at least for C-notch, Watts link, 4-link. And hopefully we can wrap up this part of the video. And I think what we're gonna be focusing on after that is the front bumper, what we're gonna do with this front bumper. But I hate to jump to the front when we're not done with the back. Need to get a trash can over here, kind of clean this up a little bit, and let's work on our shocks. Okay, so I think this is what I came up with. I'm actually gonna cut this ear off, weld this to this, and then this actually is meant for, I think, a 2 7/8 bar or rear end, because it's actually smaller than what we need. But I can cut this, weld this to here, and then fix this to fit our rear end over here, and then re-drill our hole, so it'll look just like this with a hole right here, and then this would be modified to fit that. I think that would be, I think that's the ticket. So let me get set up, we'll get the grinder, and we'll get this going. But I think that's gonna be it. I need to make 2 of these, and we need to put them in there, and we need to keep going, finish this thing up. Okay, I think this is gonna work. As you can see earlier when I was welding, there's actually some more holes that were over here. And one got cut off, one got filled. And this metal is actually thicker than this one. Probably about a 1/16, so I kind of just layered the welds right here so I can smooth them out, give a nicer transition. And I guess I was just picking my battles picking my battles because I don't have any material this exact thickness, and I'd have to re-drill all these holes or remake this piece. So just blended these two together. You probably won't even be able to tell. I mean, I know I will, and you guys probably will now because I just showed you. But right now this thing is super hot. Well, I think what I'll end up doing is doing a radius on these edges back here and make them rounder, and you won't be really able to tell. It'll trick the eye to make it look just that much more believable that that piece came like that originally instead of like this. And I had to kind of shape this backside here. Didn't look that good, but I think that once that's painted, that'll look good. So let me make one more of those. From that to that. All right, I got one bolted up and ready, and I'm definitely not mad at that. I think this is gonna work out just great. You can see it's in there, the fit up is good. We got plenty of adjustment for that shock now. Now I'm trying to figure out just how to mount the top of this thing. These are not the shocks that we're going to be using. These are from a 1500 Chevy, just a light duty truck. But just to kind of give you guys an idea, let's push this down. I think we're gonna be just running a C30 shock, so that'll go down there like that. We need to mount this up here somehow. For it to be straight, it needs to be somewhere kind of in this area here, so you don't have very much room to play with. But I think it's looking good. Still got some cleanup to do. Need to get in here, take this all apart pretty much, get the jacks, lift this thing back up where I can get in here, clean all this up, measure these tabs in here, so those steel pieces, steel plates, weld those in place, and I can call the back of this thing done. But that's it for now, guys. This video is probably getting too long. I don't even know how far we are as far as time, but I know it's coming out. It's coming out good. I like what I see. I like the progress so far. I like the little stance we got. But yeah, I think that's it for now, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching up to now. If you guys are still here, appreciate you guys. If you guys like what you see, please hit the like button. Helps me out a lot. Hit the notification bell. But when we'll be back, I think we're gonna need to hop to the front. Kind of just let this be for now. If I'm stuck in one spot for too long, it just kind of gets a little bit boring. Shocks, I'll do that all by myself. Just kind of mock something up. It wouldn't be anything crazy. Kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm thinking. But this here, that is actually the plug of the hole that I drilled in the frame to get my wires through the frame, and it happens to be almost the same ID of the leftover pipe from here. So I'm thinking of cutting me a little piece to weld over here, almost make it look like a continuation of this pipe right here. Kind of weld this on here, make this hole a little bit bigger, and weld a nut in there that'll screw onto here like this. And I think I have my shock screw into that and bolt in down there. At least that's what I see in my head, but we all know things change. I might do something completely different. I also have these little ears that I cut off somewhere. I still have these guys. These could be cut right here too. It could be welded to the side of here. 2 of them. Shock will go straight into there. If I don't have enough room, I'll have to make just some little tabs where the shock actually just mounts straight to it. But I gotta pull some measurements. That's the boring stuff. I'll take care of the boring stuff. I'll let you guys just look at the cool stuff. But until next time, guys, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Square body builders, that's the name. Fueling passion, igniting flame. Backyard hustle, grinding hard, turning rust into works of art.